What is up, guys? Hope you guys are having a nice day today. Let's go over it, guys. We're going to be going over the full card breakdown for Vegas 85. The full card, we're going to be starting with the early prelims. Then we're going to move over to the main card. So let's go over it, guys. The first fight on the card, which is Thomas Petersen making his UFC debut at heavyweight against Jamal Pogues. And I will pick Thomas Petersen here. I think he's got the grappling advantage, wrestling advantage, submission advantage in this fight. Jamal Pogues is a very low volume striker, hasn't faced the best level competition out there. He took on Mick Parkins last time, and I did pick Mick Parkins as a slight underdog there because I thought Mick Parkins could outwork him because Jamal Pogues just doesn't throw enough significant strikes out there for my liking, and he just doesn't have any urgency out there. He's more than willing to just lose a decision or win a decision. That's how he's won 3 of his fights by decision. He won beat up Josh Parisian, who's very low level. If you're taking a guy like Josh Parisian to decision, I can't really trust you to be ranked at this weight class. So Thomas Petersen, he's taken his only loss in his last 5 fights to Waldo Cortez Acosta. In a fight that he was having some success early on. He was having some. He was taking Cortez Acosta down a couple of times. He took him down at least like 3 or 4 times, if I remember correctly. And he's having success on the feet too. He's putting up Cortez Acosta up against the fence and grinding on him, but he couldn't really do anything from top position when he got Cortez Acosta down to the ground. But I think Cortez Acosta is more athletic than Jamal Pogues, and Cortez Acosta had the better stand-up game and had a better submission defense than Jamal Pogues. Jamal Pogues has been submitted twice and knocked out once, so he's got a grappling hole in his game, and I think Thomas Petersen can get this done with the grappling, with the wrestling, and he's a capable striker on the feet too. He can strike okay too. He's got some power on the feet too. Hasn't really been knocking people out on the feet, but he's pretty athletic for this weight class. I think he can get this done. So I'll pick Thomas Petersen by submission in the first round. But if we're talking about the betting side, I mean, he's sitting at minus 180 now. So he opened up at minus 275. So the money line's a lot of dog money coming in on Jamal Pogues. And I don't think Thomas Petersen should be just heavily favored because this UFC debut. Statistically, debut fighters in the UFC win at 30% clip. So I'm probably not going to bet this fight if I'm being honest with you guys. I was thinking about parlaying him early on, but I'm just going to stay away from this one. Watch this as a fan, see how good Thomas Petersen really is. But I'll probably look at the under 1.5 or like under 2.5. I think the under 1.5 is a pretty solid pick here. If Thomas Petersen finishes Jamal Pogues, it's probably going to be under 1.5 rounds, likely, because he is going to get some takedowns on Jamal Pogues. I don't think Jamal Pogues' 66% takedown defense is okay. He's never really taken on anyone like Thomas Petersen with the wrestling of Thomas Petersen. So I'll pick Thomas Petersen by submission first round. Next up, guys, we got Marquel Mederos taking on Landon Quiñones. And Landon Quiñones made his UFC debut against Nasrat Haqparast and put up a good fight against Nasrat. That was a fight of the night, and he put up almost 45 significant strikes. But Nasrat just landed like 50 more significant strikes than him and was able to edge him in all 3 rounds mostly. Or I think it was a 29-28 scorecard. And Quiñones still won 1 round against Hazrat, and he's a pretty big underdog in that fight. And now he's taking on Marquel Mederos. Marquel Mederos had a really good performance on Dana White Contender Series. He came as a pretty big underdog, 2-1 underdog over Aliaskhab, who's a really good wrestler, really good grappler, has solid control. Aliaskhab is like a Russian grappler, and Marquel Mederos went out there and was chopping his legs down early and kicking his body. I mean, then he landed that flying knee when he saw Aliaskhab dip down for that takedown, so he put him out cold. So that was a brutal knockout by my boy Marquel Mederos, and I think Marquel Mederos is gonna get this done. I don't know if he's going to knock him out. I was picking him by knockout early on. But man, Landon Quiñones has a solid chin on him. I mean, I don't think this dude's ever been knocked out. Yeah, he's only been lost by decision twice. I mean, I'll pick Marquel Mederos by decision, but I'm likely not going to bet him at these odds. I mean, when you give me underdogs on Marquel Mederos, I'll bet him. But he's making his debut. And this is a better fighter that he's fighting here than Aliaskhab. I think Aliaskhab was like 33 years old. if I remember correctly. Let me check here. Aliaskhab was like 34. Yeah, he's 34 now. So Quiñones is not even in his prime right now, 20 years old. So Quiñones has already made his UFC debut. So he's already got that experience. He's already gone through those gone through that nervousness of making your UFC debut. So I'll pick Marco Mederos by decision. I think he can out-volume him, out-damage him throughout 3 rounds. He's gonna be landing those leg kicks. He trains at a Factory X Muay Thai. With this, they're really known for their leg kicks over there. So I think he can, even on the feet, he's got ton of power. I think he can land the more impactful shots, which is like to score more. And I think Quiñones probably could land enough volume to make this fight really, really, really close. So right now, Quiñones is sitting at plus 145. He opened up at plus 170. So money coming in on Quiñones. I'm not shocked at all, because I do think this is a tougher fight for Marquel Mederos than his last fight against Azat, who's just a grappler mostly, who isn't really known for striking. But Quiñones he can put up those numbers. He's got really good volume and is really good striking. And he fought a tough debut against Nasrat Haqparast. I'll take Marquel Mederos by decision, but I'm likely not gonna be betting on this fight. If you are betting on this fight, I think you can probably take the over 2.5 rounds. I do like the over 2.5 rounds in this one. I think the over 2.5, this fight could go into the distance. So Marquel Mederos by decision is my pick. Next fight, guys, we got Julija Stoliarenko taking on Luana Carolina. And Luana Carolina, she had a good performance last time. I mean, won a close decision against Ivana Petrovic. I did pick her there as a 2-1 underdog. And she got the win. I mean, she made me proud. I don't think Ivana Petrovic is all that good. But now she's taking on Julija Stoliarenko. In my early picks video, I picked Julija Stoliarenko when she was still underdog. She opened up at plus 130. Now sitting at minus 120. I wouldn't really bet her as a favorite. I mean, at minus 120, because if she can't get this fight to the ground, I think she's gonna be toast. Luana Carolina, she can put up good volume. I mean, but she's not really that good either. This is a very low level fight. I would not bet on this fight. I don't have any bets on this fight as of right now. And I was thinking about betting Julija Stoliarenko as an underdog. I mean, I did pick against her. I picked Molly McCann against her. And we found out that Molly McCann can defend a freaking takedown to save her life. So Stoliarenko, I do think she can get some takedowns here and make something happen on the ground. I will pick her by submission here, but absolutely not going to be betting on this fight. If I was able to get Stoliarenko at plus 130, I probably would have put like a half unit on her at plus 130. But the line dropped really quickly. So I'll pick Julija Stoliarenko as by submission in the first round. But if this goes past the first round and a half, I think Luana Carolina's live, man. She's the better well-rounded fighter. I think on the feet she's got better striking. It's not that good. I mean, she's not like crazy good striker or anything like that, but she knows how to win these some of these decisions. I mean, she's won a fight against Lupita Godinez, so she's more than capable of winning a decision if this fight drags on. But yeah, I'll pick Stoliarenko by submission for now. Probably look at the. I wouldn't even touch anything. I wouldn't even touch the props in that fight, to be honest with you guys. Next fight, guys, we got Blake Bilder taking on Jeong Ying Lee. Blake Bilder coming off his first career loss to Kyle Nelson, and he fought on that Canadian card last year. I think like 6 months ago. Last year, yeah. And he was a favorite over 3-1 almost over Kyle Nelson. He just didn't do enough out there. He left it all in the judges' hands. Got outstruck, got out-damaged on the feet by Kyle Nelson. But we're finding out Kyle Nelson is making some improvements. I mean, Kyle Nelson went out there against Padilla last time and won that fight. I mean, Kyle Nelson is no joke, man. Kyle Nelson is making some improvements now. So no shame losing to Kyle Nelson, I guess, for Blake Bilder. Blake Bilder is a grappler, so he's going to have a grappling edge in this fight. He can probably get some takedowns. I do think Lee can get taken down. I've seen him get taken down against whatever his name is. And he got taken down like 3 times, and that was a very, very, very close fight. I mean, like, he was getting touched up on the feet too. The Korean Tiger. That was a very, very close fight. And what happened in that fight was in the second round, I think they had like a eye poke or something. I can't remember exactly what happened in the second round, but the judge took the position away from. I think maybe he kicked him in the nuts or something like that. He kicked him in the nuts, and he had him down on the ground. and he was in top position. And when the judges broke them apart for a break to give Yi a break, I mean, they didn't put him back in the same position. They let him stand up. They made Yi stand up with Lee, so that kind of helped the Lee in that fight. I mean, but if they didn't make them stand up, I mean, maybe Yi could have won because Yi, I think he won the first round. No, I think he did win the first round. Yi won the first round there. He was able to get 2 takedowns in the first round, put him up against the fence, and drag him down to the ground. But it wasn't able to do much on top position. But he did crack Lee a couple of times. So this dude is a good striker. He's known for mostly for striking. He's been fighting through road to the UFC series. So he's a good striker, good power on the feet. But that was not a good performance by Lee there. That was a very, very, very close fight, and it could have gone either way. One judge had it 30-27 for Yi. 2 judges had it 29-28 for Lee. I think I had it 29-28 because I think he edged it out because he was landing more bigger shots in the second and third round. But if he didn't get that position, I mean, if the referee didn't take up that position from Lee in the second round, I think they could have scored it for 29-28 for Yi there. So he could be 10-2 right now. He could be coming off his last 2 right here. And I will pick Lee here because I don't know if Blake Builders will be able to get some takedowns here. Blake Builders' only good win in the UFC is over Shane Young, and Shane Young is pretty horrible. But yeah, I'll pick Lee here. He's a younger guy here, -130. We got him at even money, -110. Blake Builder opened up as a pretty sizable underdog. What do you open up? I think Blake Builder opened up as like he was even money. Okay, he was even money. Never mind. But yeah, I'll pick Lee here. Lee here by decision. I think Lee can edge this out, land more damage on the feed, and even when he gets taken down, he's got a pretty good get up game. So I'll pick Lee here by decision. I like the over 2.5 rounds. I do like the over 2.5 rounds there a lot. I think this fight goes to decision too. As much as we want to see exciting fight here, I think this could go to decision. Next up, guys, we got Themba Gorimbo taking on Peter Rodriguez. Peter Rodriguez coming off a really good bounce back win over Mike Jackson, who's not UFC level at all, if we're being honest. Before that, took a tough fight against Jack Della Maddalena, got knocked out. No shame there. Jack Della Maddalena is a top 15 fighter, so absolute no shame there for Peter Rodriguez. Themba Gorimbo is a good grappler, really good wrestling, really good cardio, good chin on him, good durability. But Peter Rodriguez is gonna have the striking edge in this fight. Not by much, but he's gonna be the more powerful guy on the feet, better boxer. But I do think Themba Gorimbo can take him to the ground and get a lock in a submission or something. But I'm definitely not gonna be betting on Themba Gorimbo at these odds. Yeah, I can't bet him at -300. Is he at -300 right now? Damn, -300 for -298 for Themba Gorimbo. Yeah, absolutely cannot bet Themba Gorimbo at these odds. Definitely not gonna be parlaying him. When he was taking on Kiefer Crosby, I was willing to parlay Themba Gorimbo against Kiefer Crosby because I think Kiefer Crosby is an absolute fraud. So I'll take Themba Gorimbo by submission here. I'll say third round submission for Themba Gorimbo, but likely not gonna bet this fight. No bet on this fight for me. I think the fight goes over 1.5 rounds. I do like the over 1.5 rounds here a lot. But I'll pick Themba Gorimbo by submission, third round. Next up, guys, we got Charles Johnson taking on Azat Maksum. Azat Maksum was supposed to be taking on Nate Maness, my boy Nate Maness. And I was picking Nate Maness over him because I didn't think Azat Maksum is that good. But after watching tape, this dude is good, man. He's had a tough debut fight against Tyson Nam, who's been cut from the UFC now. I think I heard rumors. I don't know if he really is, if that's true, but I think he's been cut from the UFC now. So he had a tough debut there, but he still got the win. I mean, was able to edge that out by decision. It was a close fight. Could have gone either way in my opinion, but he was still able to pull it off. So credit to him there for getting the win in his UFC debut. But now Charles Johnson is stepping in on this fight on short notice. Maybe because he thinks he's got a better chance at getting a victory here, but I don't know why Charles Johnson keeps taking these short notice fights. Took on a short notice fight against Cody Durden I think Cody Durden took that on short notice. Never mind. And I think he took the rest of Rafael Esteban. Yeah, he did take Rafael Esteban at short notice. And Rafael Esteban won the first round, took him down over and over, then gassed out in the third round. And then Johnson was really putting it on him in the third round, but he just wasn't able to get the stoppage there. But yeah, he was close to getting that stoppage in the third round, if I'm being fair right now. But O.D. Osborne, that was a close fight. Just didn't do enough out there. I don't know what's going on with Charles Johnson, man. He came into the UFC as a really good flyweight prospect. He's got some good wins. Knocked out Jimmy Flake. Beat up Jalgaju Mugula by a close decision. So he could be 3-2 here right now. He's got 2 split decisions here. He could be 1-4 right now, or like 3-2 if we're being fair right now. So Johnson is a really good striker. Has horrible takedown defense. As much as I wanted to pick him here, he's 33 years old. He's getting older at flyweight, so it's tough to see Charles Johnson's career fall, like the grace from fall for Charles Johnson. But I'm gonna take Ajay Maksum here. Likely not gonna bet on this fight. This is a horrible card. I only got a couple of spots that I think are okay to bet on this fight, on this card. I mean, so I'll pick Azat Maksum here because I think he can mix in some takedowns. And he's got a really good ground game. I mean, he's got some nasty submissions on the ground. And he's been fighting in Octagon. So he's fought against good Russians over there. So good Kazakhstani fighters over there. So he's out of Kazakhstan. And they're trying to build him up too. They're probably going to put him on that same card with Shavkat Rakhmonov in the future. I would like to see that, to be honest. And he's fought some good competition now in the Octagon. So I'll take Azad Maksum here. I think he's a really good prospect at 125. But what is he sitting at? Like minus 180 right now. He's sitting at minus 190. Yeah. I'll maybe take him by decision because I think Azad Maksum probably will win a decision. I don't think he's going to finish Charles Johnson. Johnson is a tough guy to finish, man. I don't think Johnson's ever been finished. Has he ever been finished? Never been finished for a good reason. I would rather play the over 2.5 rounds here. I think this fight goes to decision more than likely. And I'll take Azad Maksum as a pick by decision. But I'm going to play the over 2.5 rounds in a parlay. Next up, guys, we got Molly McCann taking on Diana Belbiţă. Molly McCann, I have to pick her here because I don't think Diana Belbiţă is going to shoot any takedowns. I mean, she was trying to shoot some takedowns against Karolina Kowalkiewicz, but Karolina Kowalkiewicz got right back up. And if you're not out there beating up Kowalkiewicz at 37 years old, who's 38 years old, I mean, having a career resurgence, but still, you should be going out there as a 27-year-old prospect and beating those girls that are way older than you. Her only two good wins are over Hannah Goldie and Marie Oliveira, and those two are horrible bottom of the barrel girls at flyweight. So, man, is Molly McCann moving down to flyweight now? Like, is this what's going? Yeah, she's moving down to flyweight. She's fighting at. No, she's moving down to strawweight here. Okay, so she was fighting at flyweight before. So this is her. This is her move down to strawweight here. And I will pick Molly McCann here because I think she's gonna be able to land the bigger shots on the feet. She's a better striker on the feet, and that's all it comes down to. I think the UFC is giving her easy fight here. They were giving her easy fight against Julija Stoliarenko, but that was a bad matchup for her because Julija Stoliarenko took her down right away and submitted her. I mean, with an armbar. Molly McCann has no clue how to grapple. She's never made any improvements on the ground, and I don't think she ever works off her back in the gym. I think she's never gonna make any improvements on the ground, and I don't think she's ever gonna break into the top 15 ever as strawweight either. I'll pick Molly McCann by decision here, but absolutely no bet on this fight. I'm not gonna be betting on this fight. Yeah, no bet on this fight for me. I don't think Molly McCann's gonna knock her out or anything like that. But I think she will win a decision here. Molly McCann by decision, but absolutely gonna stay away from this one. This is a lot of landmines on this card, and I think you're better off avoiding that fight there. But I'll pick Molly McCann by decision there. Next up, guys, main card time, guys. Make sure you guys like the video, drop a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel for these early pick videos. I put a ton of work into these. I gotta go watch spend a bunch of hours on tape study and everything. So make sure you guys help out with the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate you all. Next up, guys, is we got the main card opener here. We got Gilbert Urbina taking on Charles Radtke. And I'm gonna pick Gilbert Urbina here. I did pick her against Orion Kosi because I think Orion Kosi is an absolute fraud. grappler, but he was getting out grappled. Urbina's got really good grappling. He's a really tall, long rangey striker and a grappler at 170. So he's fought against Sean Brady to put up a good fight against Sean Brady, but Sean Brady was able to edge him by decision there. But he's had some tough matchups in the Ultimate Fighter. He fought in the Ultimate Fighter, and I will pick Gilbert Urbina here because I don't think Charles Radtke looked all that good against Blood Diamond. He couldn't even get him down to the ground. I mean, but he was able to land the bigger shots on the feet. Blood Diamond, known for being a kickboxer, is horrible as a kickboxer. I'll say that much for Blood Diamond. Mike Mateta is horrible, horrible. I don't know how he ever made to the UFC. I guess being friends with Izzy got him to the UFC, but I hope they cut Blood Diamond. I will pick Gilbert Urbina here. I will pick him by knockout. I think he can get the knockout here. And Charles Radtke, he's training out of a good team, man. He's training out of, where is he training out of again? Does it say here? Yeah, he's training out of MMA Masters with some good guys over there. So he's known for a grappler. He's known for his grappling. Submitted Raheem Forrest, who lost to Danny Barlow on Dana White Contender Series last year. So he's beaten some good guys. I mean, submitting a guy like Raheem Forrest. I mean, so not a bad fight, to be honest. That's a good win for him there. And he's undefeated. And he's like, not undefeated. I mean, he's 5-0 in his last 5 fights. So he's looked really good lately. But that last fight, I mean, that was not as good look for him there. I'll pick Gilbert Urbina by TKO here. I think he can land good elbows. I mean, crack him on the feet, maybe drop him. And yeah, I'll take him by knockout here. Gilbert Urbina by knockout. I don't have any bets on this fight right now. Gilbert Urbina is sitting at what's he sitting at? He's sitting at -180 right now. He was down all the way up to -166. I was looking at that line for a minute. I was like, maybe he'll drop down to -150. Then I might have bet on him at -150 or under -150, but now he's at -180. I don't know if I want to bet him at these odds. I mean, in my early picks video, I wasn't really willing to bet him at -200. So he's been staying around like -170, -180, -190. So maybe look at the under 2.5 rounds here. I think this fight does finish inside the distance. So I'll take Gilbert Urbina by knockout here as a pick. But I'm gonna look at the under 2.5 rounds here. It's gonna cover both sides, because I think Charles Radtke, if he gets him to the ground, he can probably lock something up with by submission. But if Gilbert Urbina, if this fight stays on the feet, I think Gilbert Urbina can crack him a couple of times, get him hurt, and maybe drop him, get a TKO stoppage. So I'll pick Gilbert Urbina by TKO, but I'm gonna go with the under 2.5 rounds. Or fight does go the distance is a better solid look, I think. Next up, guys, we got Aliaskhab Khizriev taking on Makhmud Muradov. This is the fight that I'm confident in. I'm really confident that Aliaskhab Khizriev is going to get this done. My only worry with him is that he's coming off an almost 2-year layoff. So, but like, if you go watch tape on him, I mean, this dude is good, man. He's not the biggest guy for middleweight. I mean, he's 5'9" with a 74-inch reach. So his reaches, he's got long arms. He's got that type of frame, like what do you call it? I don't know who I'm thinking about. I can't think of a guy that I'm thinking of right now in my head. But this dude is good, man. He's got some nasty liver kicks, good head kicks. He gets those sneaky head kicks up there really quick. He's got some good striking too. But he doesn't move his head off the center line at all. He's not going to move his head out the center line at all. I mean, he doesn't have any head movement at all. So he can get cracked. I mean, he was getting cracked against Dennis Tululin in the first round. But once he gets those takedowns, man, this dude's got a solid chin on him. And is really tough. Really, really tough. And really durable. And he did take Dennis Tululin down in the second round. Locked in that rear neck choke right away. I mean, this dude is good, man. He's Henrique Sigamoto, who's fighting in Aries FC last year. So, or I think it was early this year. So getting a submission for Sigamoto. He got that submission in like under a minute. So he got the takedown, and like with the body lock, I mean, got the takedown, and it was all over in like a couple of seconds. So, and then in this fight, I mean, he got the ground and pound stop. This dude was a kickboxer, so good ground and pound win for him there. This one, this was the one. He kicked him to the liver on AMC, which is a good wrestling promotion. They got some good killers over there fighting at AMC. And what he did in that fight was kicked him to the liver from under 2 minutes in the first round. Kicked him to the liver and then kicked him. Punched him to the liver like it was a body shot. Absolutely broke the guy down. I mean, he was done. The guy was done. You can hear that kick from like a mile away. Like that kick was so loud, right to the liver. So he's a really dangerous dude, man. There's a reason that he's 14-0. My only worry with him is he's hasn't fought in 2 years almost, so that's my only worry with him. But I do see him getting this done, man. He's got the much better cardio. He's gonna be able to win this fight anywhere this goes. I think he can get some takedowns on Makhmud Muradov, who does have a grappling hold in his game. He beat up Brian Barberena, dropped him a couple of times, but Brian Barberena was landing some good shots here and there too. But yeah, Aliaskhab Khizriev by submission is my pick, guys. I'm gonna pick Aliaskhab Khizriev by submission, and I think he's safe to parlay, but I would just play his money line straight up than putting him in parlays. I think he's safe to parlay. This is the only fight that I'm really confident in. I think you can like max bet Aliaskhab Khizriev. This dude he's a real deal. He's a real deal out of Makhachkala, Russia. Aliaskhab Khizriev is gonna get this done anywhere this fight goes. I could see him knocking him out. But Makhmud Muradov's chin is pretty solid, I think. I'll say submission. I'll call a submission for Aliaskhab Khizriev. I still don't know why he took so much time off in between. I wasn't able to. If you guys know why he took almost 2 years off, let me know in the comments down below. I would really like to know why. But I think Aliaskhab Khizriev is gonna get this done by submission. Makhmud Muradov has horrible cardio, not the best durability out there, and he's got suspect takedown defense. So, what's his takedown defense right now? Let's see. Makhmud Muradov's takedown defense. Damn, my internet's fucking tripping out right now, but I don't know what's going on with my internet right now. God damn it. But yeah, he's got horrible takedown defense. He gets taken down all the time. He's got a horrible gas tank on him too. Yeah, I think my internet's back now. So Khizriev, his Makhmud Muradov takedown defense is 77%. The number is high, but he gets taken down. I've seen him getting taken down by a lot of guys out there. I mean, Kyle Berhalio took him down and controlled him for like 5 minutes. I mean, and Kyle Berhalio was able to like beat him, out-volume him too. So I thought he took him down more than once. I thought he took him down more than once. That's crazy. But yeah, Muradov is known for his grappling too. He took Brian Barberena down like 13 times. So he's known for his grappling too. But when he takes on these grapplers that can grapple with him, they will take him down and they will submit him. So Gerald Mearshar submitted him with the rear naked choke. He was gassed out in that fight. Absolutely gassed out after a round. And Kyle Berhalio beat him by decision. So I'll take Khizriev by a second round submission. That's what I'm saying. I think he'll break him down in the second round. Next up, guys, we got Viviane Araujo taking on Natália Silva. And I am going to pick Natália Silva here, but not going to bet on this fight. Viviane Araujo is a good grappler. Good control from top position, but her striking is okay. She's got 10 of power on the feet. But she doesn't throw enough volume out there on the feet, which is really bad for her. So I think Natália Silva can defend majority of the takedowns and edge her by decision. I don't see a finish here. I like the over 2.5 rounds as a parlay piece. I really like the over 2.5 rounds here as a parlay piece. I don't know what they're gonna open it up as. Maybe they're gonna open it at like minus 400. That's what I'm thinking. The props are not out right now. They're probably gonna open the props at like Monday next week. So I'm gonna parlay the over 2.5 rounds here. We'll talk about the parlays at the end, but I do like this over 2.5 rounds of parlay piece much better than I like Natália Silva money line. So Silva's gonna get this done. She's gonna win 29-28, I think. Could be 30-27. She could outstrike her all 3 rounds. And even when Araujo gets the takedowns, it's not gonna be enough for her, I think, getting the takedowns. But Natália Silva's shown pretty good takedown defense here. Her takedown defense is what sitting at her takedown defense sitting at 65%. No, that's not the takedown. That's her takedown defense 92%. So yeah, Natália Silva's takedown defense is really solid, and I think she will be able to defend majority of the takedowns from Araujo and outstrike her on the feet. So I might pick Natália Silva by decision, and I think she will get this done. Really confident pick, but I'm not gonna parlay her because Araujo is dangerous. I did have her parlayed last time against Andrea Lee. But she fought on that. I think she fought on that same card where Benoit Saint-Denis fought, right? Was it that card? I think it was the same card, right? Let me see. I think it was a Sterling O'Malley card. Did Benoit something fight on that card? No, I'm tripping out. I think Santini. That was a Sean O'Malley where it's a Sterling card. Okay. Yeah, Katona fought on that card. Never mind. Yeah, and Queen Silva. Yeah. So my pick is the Natália Silva by decision. I don't have her in parlays or anything like that, but I think she's safe to parlay. But I would just play her by decision. If you're gonna play her, you can probably cut the money line in half, like minus 150. Natália Silva by decision. I know she finished Teresa Bleda with a spinning back kick, so she can definitely catch Araujo. But Araujo is tough as they come, man. She's a freaking pit bull out there, so. But she can get outstruck, so that's why I'll pick Natália Silva by decision here. Next up, guys, we got Randy Brown versus Muslim Salikov. And the pick is Randy Rude Boy Brown here. I think you can parlay him too, but I'm always worried about his chin being cracked. But I don't think Muslim Salikov has the speed left anymore, or the durability, or the cardio to put the pace on Randy Brown. His only chance to get a win here is going to be like a crazy fluky, like catching Randy Brown on the chin. But the only guy to beat Randy Brown in his last 5 fights was Jack Della Maddalena. And Francisco Trinaldo did drop him early, but Randy Brown was able to recover and outstrike him and then win that fight. Against Chaos Williams, I think that was a very close fight. Could have gone either way. So he's got some good wins. I mean, beat Jared Gooden. I mean, Jared Gooden just not submitted a Wellington tournament. So Rude Boy is like the gatekeeper at 170. So I think he will get this done. He's like the gatekeeper of welterweight. So other than Magny. So I do like Randy Brown here a lot. I'm probably gonna look at the decision, Randy Brown decision, or over 2.5 rounds. But Muslim Salikov has only been knocked out one time by Jing Liang Li. So, and I think that was the third round. Was that third round or second round when he got knocked out? Second round. Okay, late second round for Jing Liang knocked him out. Yeah, the pick is the Randy Brown by decision, but I don't have any money on this fight as of right now. But I am gonna parlay Randy Brown or the over 2.5 rounds. And Muslim Salikov gassed out against Dalby too last time, so he was winning the first round, then absolutely just gave up in the second and third round. So, and Dalby landed like a good head kick over the top of his head dome too. So, I think Salikov is tough. I don't think he's gonna get finished out here, but Randy Brown's got some nasty submission game. He could definitely hurt him and then like lock something up. He's got those long long limbs. I mean, 78-inch reach. He's almost like he's got like a 4-inch height advantage. I mean, 7-inch reach advantage. So he can definitely lock something up, man. But I don't think he's gonna finish Salikov even at 30, almost 40 years old. Salikov's like basically 40 years old. Salikov's a tough out, man. He's gonna survive and hang in there and just lose a decision, I think, and collect his paycheck. So the pick is Randy Brown by decision. Next up, guys, we got the co-main event of the evening, guys. We got Renato Moicano taking on Drew Dober. And I was more confident in Renato Moicano back when he was like an even money play, minus 150 on each side. At minus 140, like, it's not like it's a crazy big favorite or anything, but he doesn't have the power. He's going to be, Drew Dober is going to be the more powerful puncher in this fight, obviously. Drew Dober's takedown defense is pretty solid. What's his takedown defense right now? Let's see. Drew Dober's takedown defense is at 56%, so it's worse than it looks, I think, because he's fought some good guys out there. He got taken down by Makhachev like a bunch of times. I mean, Terrence McKinney took him down too, I think, early on. And Terrence McKinney had him in a bunch of trouble too, so. And then he was able to use that Crimson Chin over his, that he's got the Crimson Chin. The only guy to crack his Crimson Chin has been Ferwola, so. He did take a ton of damage in that fight, but he was able to bounce back. Ricky Glenn cracked him early too, but he did knock out Ricky Glenn in the first round. We all knew what was gonna happen in that fight. That was a mismatch for Ricky Glenn. I'm biased in this fight, guys. I want Moicano to win so badly. So the bias in me is like picking him here. But I do think he's a good fighter, man. He's making really good improvements out of American Top Team. His time is now or never. He's 34 years old, fighting at 155. So he's looked much better at 155. He took that fight on short notice against Rafael Dos Anjos. And Dos Anjos was able to just take him down over and over and like just win the fight. So that was a tough fight, man. That was a tough fight for Moicano there. And he took that on short notice, coming off the couch, eating steaks and burgers, and drinking whiskey. So I don't know if he drinks or nothing. I just said that in there because it sounded cool. So I'll pick Moicano by submission here, but man, that's gonna be tough. Derdober's a freaking tough customer, man, to deal with. He's only been submitted 4 times in the UFC, so he does have a grappling hold in his game. Makachev was the one that like submitted him with like a arm triangle choke. So Dario submitted him with an armbar. Oben Mercia submitted him with the rear naked choke. So his guy does have a grappling hold in his game. I am picking Moicano because I want him to win. So I'm not telling you guys to go throw money down on Moicano. I am gonna be looking at the submission prop for Moicano, and I did bet on him early at like plus money, so it was like a plus 100 or like, and then when I picked him early, he was like minus 115. So I liked him a lot better at minus 115. If you got a good money line on him, if you got him at plus money, like that's solid. If you got him at minus 115, even money, pick him odds, that's really solid. So if you're getting him now at minus 140, like what's he sitting at? Moicano's sitting at minus 142. Minus 145 now in some places, so it's getting a little bit too wide, man, because he does have a hole in his game, which is his chin. His chin can be cracked. We've seen him get knocked out a couple of times. Knocked out by Korean Zombie back in the day, 145. Knocked out by Khizriev in the first round. So that was early stoppage, to be fair. Brian Ortega submitted him with the guillotine choke. So, but I think Moicano can keep the range and pick apart Drew Dober from with the kicks and body kicks and like maybe shoot a takedown or like snatch something up like a submission. So I'll pick Moicano by submission here, but I'm definitely not confident because I think Dober is a freaking pitbull out there, man. Dober's gonna be fucking tough to deal with out there. So the pick is Money Moicano by submission, but I would look at the under 2.5 rounds here. I do like the under 2.5 rounds here. I think we're gonna get a finish here early on in the first round. So you can parlay the under 2.5 rounds, or the fight doesn't go the distance. I think you're better out. The safer play is fight doesn't go the distance here, but the bias in me wants Moicano to win so badly here. So the pick is Moicano by submission. Next up, guys, main event time. Let's freaking go, guys. Hit the like down below, helps out with the YouTube algorithm, and leave a comment down below. Leave a W in the comments below for the YouTube algorithm, and I appreciate all the support, guys. We're on our way to 1K subscribers. I appreciate that. And let's freaking go, guys. Main event time. We got Roman Dolidze, the Caucasian, taking on Nasruddin, the Russian sniper, Imavov. So the pick has been Nasruddin Imavov. I liked him a lot better at even money. I mean, he was at like minus 110 early on. Like now he's sitting at minus 148. Oh man, early pick video, I picked him at like minus. I think he was like a minus 120, minus 130 early on, or like something like that. So, and when I was doing research for my early picks video, he was like even money. So, I liked Imavov. Like anything under minus 150, I think is solid, cause his only loss is to Sean Strickland. He won the 5th round against Sean Strickland. So he's gone 5 rounds. I mean, Dolidze hasn't gone 5 rounds yet. So. A lot of people think Dolidze should have won the fight against Marvin Vettori. It was a close fight. It definitely could have gone either way. I did bet Dolidze there, but I don't think he won the fight. That's just my own opinion, to be honest with you guys. I was pissed off because I wanted him to win that fight, get that decision. I was shocked that it was a unanimous decision because it should have been a split decision for either guy, in my opinion. I think Marvin Vettori was just like the shots that he was getting landed on him weren't really affecting him all that much. Because he's got that block head on for a chin. So Dolidze is he's gonna be the much better grappler here. This is basically a grappler versus striker matchup here. Nasruddin was picking apart Chris Curtis last time before he the accidental head class, and Chris Curtis didn't want to fight anymore. So is what it is. I did have a bet on Imavov there, so I'm still salty about Chris Curtis not fighting anymore after that. It is what it is. So I'll pick Nasruddin Imavov here. He's 27 years old, younger guy. Still making improvements, training at a factory, MMA factory. I mean, I think Nasruddin Imavov is gonna look really solid here. I think he can outstrike Dolidze from distance and pick him apart. But he's gonna have to defend some takedowns. I mean, what's his takedown defense right now? Let's see. Nasruddin Imavov's takedown defense at 72%. That's solid. That's a respectable takedown defense. Taking on some good competition out there. Did lose to Joaquin Buckley. I think, did he lose to Buckley? No, he lost. He won the fight against Buckley, but he gassed out in the third round against Buckley. So that's my only worry with him. But I think he took enough time off, like in the time off that he between his Sean Strickland fight and Chris Curtis fight. He was looking solid in that fight. I mean, he was firing in all cylinders, kicking deep kicks to the body, leg kicks. I mean, body kicks. I mean, he was like looking like a world champion out there against Chris Curtis. So the pick is Nasruddin Imavov by decision. Dolidze is a tough customer, man. If this fight hits the ground, I think this could go sideways for Imavov because his jiu-jitsu is not that good. I don't think that he's really training a jiu-jitsu all that much. But I know he's been working on his takedown defense and get-up game. So even if he does get taken down here, I do think that he can get back up to his feet and not really let Dolidze like control him on the ground or like go for any submission or go for ground and pound or anything like that. But the first couple of rounds are gonna be worrying if you guys have a bet on Imavov, because Dolidze does hit like a truck, man. This dude's got a ton of power. He's gonna hit really hard. But I'm gonna take Nasruddin Imavov by decision here. That's my pick, guys. I do like the over. I like the over 4.5 rounds here. I think we're gonna go the distance. And maybe if you guys want to play something on Dolidze, I would look at the Dolidze finish only, because I think if there's a finish in this fight, it's gonna be for Dolidze. I don't think Imavov is gonna finish Dolidze. This is a freaking pitbull out there. But Imavov's been in there against better competition out there. So the pick is Nasruddin Imavov by decision. So I think Nasruddin Imavov by decision. You're definitely gonna get plus money on Nasruddin Imavov by decision. It's better than the money line, I think. But Dolidze submission, I think, is a solid look, because I don't think he's gonna knock out Imavov. If Dolidze gets this done, it's gonna be by submission, like a heel hook or like a leg lock or like a arm triangle. Like, he's got all the tools on the ground. He's gonna be a much better grappler, much better wrestler. But I think Imavov is working on that part of his game now, and he's gonna be looking solid out there. So those are the picks, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the full card breakdown for UFC Fight Night Vegas 85. And let's talk about potential parlays now. So the parlays that I'm thinking about is over the over 2.5 rounds in Maksum versus Charles Johnson, and Aliaskhab Khizriev money line, and over 2.5 rounds in Natália Silva and Araujo. So that's the parlay, guys. We don't have the totals out yet, so I do like the over 2.5 in Araujo versus Silva a lot as a parlay piece. That's probably gonna be like minus 300, minus 350, or like minus 250. So still worth it. I think we're gonna go. This fight's gonna go the distance. And then I like Aliaskhab Khizriev money line. I think that's a solid parlay piece right there. Not a lot of parlay pieces that I like on this card, but I think Aliaskhab Khizriev is the real deal, and he's gonna get that done. But the 2-year layoff is a little bit concerning. That's my only worry with Khizriev, to be honest with you guys. I've talked about this a bunch of times now. I'm sorry if I keep repeating this, but it's always a worry when a guy's coming off a layoff. But he's a solid striker, solid wrestling, really good takedowns, really good control in the from top position, nasty ground and pound. And I think he's been putting in the work, man. If he's coming back, he's definitely putting in the work. And then the over 2.5 in Charles Johnson and Maksum fight. So I don't think Johnson's gonna get finished out there. So those are the picks, guys. If you guys want to play something like a prop or something on this fight, on Marquel Mederos versus Landon Quiñones, I would just stay away from this one, because Marquel Mederos is making his debut. It's not like he's coming in as an underdog in this fight. He's coming in at minus 170. So that I would just stay away from that one. The time to bet Marquel Mederos was on the Dana White Contender Series when he was a plus 185 underdog against Aliaskhab. So I think you're better off just staying away and seeing how good Marquel Mederos really is. I do think he's really good, and I think he's really solid. So I'm just gonna watch that as a fan, and I think that fight likely goes over 2.5 rounds too. This first fight, I think it's gonna go under 2.5 rounds. I think we're gonna see a finish in the first round for Thomas Petersen, but I'm definitely not betting it. Maybe I'll look at the submission prop if it's juicy enough for Thomas Petersen. Probably not gonna be that juicy though. I'm gonna stay away from this one. I tell you guys stay away from this one too. Blake Bilder, Jeong, Lee. I think Lee. Yeah, like even money is a solid play, or Lee by decision, because I think he's gonna edge Blake Bilder by decision. I'm gonna stay away from this one, but I think Themba Gorimbo is gonna win. Maybe look at the submission prop if you guys really want to bet something on this fight. Stay away from this one. Molly McCann moving down to strawweight now. I don't know if she's gonna. What if Diana Belbiţă goes for takedowns? She will get takedown if she goes for takedowns here. But I think we're gonna see Molly McCann win decision here. Then Urbina versus Charles Radtke. I like the under 2.5 rounds here. Fight doesn't go the distance. If the line is close, if it's like -150 for fight doesn't go the distance, I will definitely play it then. Alright guys, I will have the best bets, lock of the week, prop of the week video on 5 week. So hope you guys enjoyed the full card breakdown, and let me know what you guys think about the picks down in the comments below. I would love to hear back from you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Appreciate all the support once again guys, and I hope you guys best of luck on all your bets on this card. Later.